Okay, then we are live with another BS Busters, and this one's a little bit special because we've had a lot of business news come out this week. We've had people making announcements and talking shit and all that type of stuff. We have. I originally thought five topics, one main topic, and four minor topics. The main topic is going to be us doing. Designing a hypothetical game from beginning all the way to from conception all the way to its conclusion, from point A to point B, and we're going to basically try and we're going to tally up the costs and talk about the cost of doing that business, because a lot of people don't seem to understand what certain terms in the gaming industry mean. And we'll explain them here in basic terms. That's the main topic. But before I get further into the topics, I guess it's time to talk to my right-hand man, the co-host, the guy who helps me bust so many of these bullshit rumors, Mr. Triple M.
All right, this is Triple M here. Even though I draw my sword, we're not going to do any BS firsthand. So let's dig into some creative side here.
All right. So this is the main topic. The other four topics are minor, fun little topics, but this is the main one's going to be the serious one. So without much ado, let's get into it. So we're going to design a game from point A to point B, from the ground up. We're going to decide what genre it's going to be, who we're going to get to work on it, how much money we're going to spend, all that type of fun stuff. And from there, we'll tabulate the costs, how big the team we want it to be, all that type of fun stuff. So I guess first we'll have to decide the genre. What genre of game should we make, Triple M?
This is a tough one. Got to be some genre that, well, if I was in Nintendo shoes, something that we haven't done before. Nintendo's already done a shooter, so that would be Splatoon.
Well, we're not Nintendo. We're the rest of the video game industry. We don't have those types of developers under our hands. We're starting from scratch. We don't have no Shiggies, no Iwatas, no Sakurai's, no Tezuki Takashi's. Tezuka Takashi? Yeah, Tezuka Takashi. We have no Tezuka Takashis. We don't even have a Gunpei Yokoi. We might have a Peter Moore, though.
Oh, gosh.
We might have a Josh Rubens. Sorry, Jason Rubin. We might have a Jason Rubin. I had to add that caveat. So go ahead. What genre of game do you want to make? A licensed game? An RPG? A platformer? A dude bro shooter? A cute 'em up?
Well, normally the first bet would be a licensed game, but I'm gonna go with something with a more original hook.
Okay.
There hasn't been much RTS games lately.
So you're gonna go RTS. Okay. All right. Okay, then. Now, we don't need to go too in-depth about what the RTS is, because I didn't want to make it too heady. So, okay. So now we gotta get a team together. How many people do you need? How many people conceivably do you need to get this game out, and how long do you think you can get it out? Like 18 months, 24 months, 30 months, 36 months?
So, see, if we get like one one person for each task. Let's see. We got an artist, a developer,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a producer, a director. That's 5 already. We're not far ahead to have some logistics involved, right?
No, you no, do it now. Do it now before we, do it now because we're
Uh,
getting the budget together. Do it now.
oh, that's definitely well. That adds it up to 6. Let's see. Now, the director can also be the planet manager, right?
If you want it, you can have the sir or madam wear 2 hats. Go ahead.
All right.
Although I have a question. I have one question. Are these veteran game industry people, or are these people just out of school?
You know what? Just for the heck of it, let's just say um, people that yes, people that just got out of school,
Whew, that's good. We don't have to pay them as much.
or even should I say, devoted fans from from other games.
No, look, we can go with people just out of school. We don't have to pay them as much because they don't have the experience and they don't have a huge resume. So they're building their resume. So we don't have to pay them as much. So our budget is not going to get completely torpedoed just with the team. Okay, so we've got 6 people, one of which is is wearing 2 hats, but that's okay. Who else do we need? Do we need a designer?
Oh snap! That's right.
So that's 7. That's 7. So do we want to have the team that makes the game test it, or do we have to hire testers?
I would say we would have our own team testing them.
So
If
it's going to
they're
be internal testing.
Yep.
Okay, so, and this is going to be an RTS, so it's going to need an online component. So we're going to need an online coder, which is different from someone who just does coding for the actual game. So that's 8. That's 8 people. So how much are we going to pay them a year? 50, 60, 70,000, 100,000?
I'm guessing depending how many how many features we could cram in the online portion of the game.
Okay, then. So let's say it's going to have a standard online PvP, a campaign mode.
I was going for the peer-to-peer system.
Yeah, PvP, player versus player. Campaign mode. So we're going to need the designer is going to handle that. Maybe in order to save some money, we'll cut back on the campaign and make the campaign just basically a glorified tutorial.
Yeah, like what Nintendo did with Splatoon.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Except
because this is an entirely new game.
We'll make the RTS. We'll make the campaign half-assed, so it'll only have maybe one scenario with maybe 8 missions.
Yeah, probably not. We're not going to put a very extensive or diluted story elements into it.
Because we don't need to do 32 missions like you had in Splatoon. No, fuck that. We're going 8. So 8 missions in the campaign plus player versus player. Are we gonna have DLC?
Now that would depend. That would depend on the game's success.
Okay. We'll table that. We'll table DLC. If it's successful, we'll have DLC. If it's not successful, okay then. So how much are we paying everyone? Our 8-person team. Are we paying? Let's say 100,000. Okay. Let's just say 100,000 a year for all 8 of them. Okay. For each of them. Sorry, not all of them. Each of them. And let's say that's $800,000 that we have to pay these people to make this game. And how long do you think it's going to take them to do this, to make this game?
Let's see. Maybe for the safest bet, I don't know, probably half a decade if everything goes smoothly. But
no, man, man. This is video game industry, man. No, it's not gonna take half a decade. We don't have that type of money. Seriously, are we going for a year turnover? 18 months? 24 months? Where do we want to go? Or not? 18 months? A year and a half? 2 years? What?
Maybe 3 years.
3 years. So 36 months. Okay. So that's basically 8 times a million. Sorry, 800,000 times 8 times 3 is 24. So that's 2.4 million right there. Now, once this game comes out, we're gonna have to advertise it. So, oh, and I forgot. What engine are we using to make this game? Unreal? Unity? What?
Can I ask this?
Crytek? What? Go ahead.
Now, would it be a wise decision if we actually come up with our own engine or lease an existing one?
Oh, if we come up with our own engine, we're going to have to spend even more money on resources. So our 2.4 budget just for staff right now, and I'm not including how much our office space costs and the supplies for the office. I'm including that with the 2.4, even though it really isn't, because I'm simplifying the cost of this business endeavor. But 2.4. But if you're creating your own engine on top of that, just add another million. So 3.4 right there.
All right.
Or we could license an engine, and then we would give a cut. Like I think it's 5 to 10. It depends on how much of the assets of that engine you use in your game. But generally speaking, I think it's like a 10, 15, 20% cut, depending on who you license it from.
Okay, so how much is actually I forgot that type of engine that the indie developers are using.
Unity?
Yes, Unity.
Well, we still got to give a cut to Unity, but I think it's like 5%. Like 5%. It's like the smallest amount you have to cut. You have to give them. So we're going with Unity. We don't have to create our own engine.
Yes, let's go with Unity.
Okay, so all right, so 3 years, 2.4 million.
You know what? I changed my mind. I just realized.
You want to go 2 years?
No. About the whole engine thing, just by example or extreme example of how things could go airy if we don't hold back. Square Enix, everyone. So let's take their example. Let's make our own engine.
Okay, then. So we got to add another million. So it's 3.4. 3.4 million. Okay, right now we are 3.4 million in the hole right now making this game. And so how many units are we going to have to sell? Is this game going to be sold as a AAA experience or AA or less?
It's going to be sold as either AA or an indie game.
Okay, so we're not going to be charging them $60. It's going to be like 40 or 30.
Yes, around that.
Okay, so let's split the difference and say 35. It's going to be $35 per whatever. Okay, so let's look at this. So how much are we going to spend to advertise this game? Another million? Maybe. Well, first of all, where do we want to advertise it? Do we want prime time, or are we going to find alternative methods to advertise this game?
Prime time or alternative?
Yeah, prime time. You're going to be talking maybe 5 to 10 million. Alternative methods, 1 to 3 million.
You know what? Since a lot of people's been clamoring, or should I say, a lot of gamers, air quotations, that's asking for prime time advertisement. Let's go with prime time then. You know,
Okay.
Basically killing ourselves for the gamers.
Okay, let's. All right, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so this title, it's RTS, 8 people, eight person staff. Right now we are. So when you say prime time, you mean like on on commercials on TV or commercials on in movie theaters, stuff like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, then. So we're gonna have to double that 10 million to 20 if you want it in movie theaters and on TV. Just bump it up to 20. So right now,
let's scale it back to just primetime telly.
Primetime television, okay, 15. So basically, our budget, which was 3.4 million, plus 15 million. So right now we are at 18.4 million, and that's just for our 3-year development cycle. So that means in order for this game to be profitable, being sold at $35 a pop. Which, here's the thing, we're not going to get all that 35. We're going to get maybe let's say we'll get $20 of that 35. Because are we going to self-publish, or are we going to use a publisher?
Okay, let's say self-publish.
Okay, so we're going to self-publish. All right. So just add that 15 million that I just said. Add another 5 million, because that's how much we're probably going to have to spend to get the discs, and that's how much we're probably going to have to either hand or give in terms of proceeds of profit to the platforms that we publish on. So Steam, PSN, Xbox Live. So just add another 5 million, or take out a certain percentage of the profit we're going to make. I'm going to add another 5 million because I want to get. If you're going to take your pound of flesh, take it up front. So let's just add another 5 million to that 18.4, and call it 23.4. So right now we're 23.4 million in the hole. So let's look at how much we have to make in order to turn a profit. So basically, after all is said and done, we'll probably, through self-publishing, we'll probably make $25 for every unit sold. So let's just say $1 million. Okay, let's just say $1 million.
You said $35, right?
No, I said that we're charging $35, but we're not going to get the whole 35, because if we're doing physical, retail, and then if we digital, Microsoft, Sony, and Steam are going to take their cut. So, but let's just say, okay. Wait a second. No, there we go, right there. Okay, then. So basically, if we sell 1 million copies, okay, we will make 25 million, which means we will have barely broken even.
Yeah.
So basically, if we sell 1 million copies, we will have made enough money to basically pay for what we spent to make the game, plus enough to employ our employees for 1 more year. And this is, look, I haven't even gotten into taxes. And we're an indie studio. This is basically an indie game. Now, and I was being very, like, I haven't even talked about the hidden costs and, you know,
Sunk costs.
the sunk costs that you're just going to have to spend money on. So think about, and this was a AA game. Think about a AAA game. Let's go through the motions of a AAA game, okay?
And you know what? I was actually holding back to go AAA, but I'm like, you know what? Let's get it to the middle. See how this is going to turn out with all the choices that we've made.
No, fuck it. Let's go all the way. Let's go AAA. So we're gonna go through a AAA game. Since last time you were at the helm of this, I wanna be at the helm of the AAA game. Okay, so let me first start with the genre. This is going to be a first-person shooter. We will be using Unreal, which has gone free, but if you use a certain amount of assets in order to make the game, you have to give them 10 to 15% of your profits, and that's how they get their money from it. So it's free to use, but if the game sells over a certain amount, like, you got to give them a cut. But we're going to use Unreal because fuck it. Gamers seem to think Unreal is a really good. Gamers seem to think Unreal is a really good thing. We have a team of 80 people working on this. These are veterans, so they're getting maybe 120 per person, give or take 10 or 11,000. But on average, let's say 120,000 times 80 people. Ooh boy, that is 9,600,000. Okay, so basically, let's just round it up to 10 million because, you know, hidden costs. 10 million, and this game is going to have a turnover rate of 18 months. So basically, we're going to get this shit out in a year and a half, and so we're 15 million in the hole already. So, and that's just on staff alone. So 15 million. Okay, this is a AAA game. So 15 million in the hole. This is a staff of 80 people. They're making 120,000 a year, give or take. But I averaged it out. And there's 80 of them. So that's 9,600,000. I rounded that up to 10 million just because shits and giggles. So 18-month turnover, this shit's going out 15 million. Okay, that's how much we're spending. Now, since we're using Unreal and we are not publishing, through. We are not
self-publishing.
We are not self-publishing. We're going through a publisher, but here's the thing. The publisher is going to take like 50% of the profit, but they are also going to be handling the advertisement, so we don't have to pay for it. So, you know, they're going to hit us. They're going to hit us in the back end, but we don't get hit in the front end. So, let's say they're going to spend, and this is a AAA game, they're going to put this shit on NBA games, prime time, on radio, buying radio advertisements, TV. Hell, this shit might even show up at a Super Bowl. So let's just add 40 million. Let's just
up to the cost.
Right there. What?
That just adds up to the cost.
Yeah, so 40 million plus 15 is 55 million.
Say what?
You sound so surprised. Yeah, so that's $55 million. Okay, so this game, in order for us to make our money, okay, if we sell 1 million copies of this game at $60 times 60 equals. We will have made we will have made a 5 million profit. But here's the thing.
Gotta pay up those publishers.
Oh, wait a second. We're not done. We are not done. Not even a little bit. We will have made 5 million, but then you have to subtract. You have to subtract Unity. Let's say we were using Unreal, so 15% of let's say 15% of 5 million. Let's see, times 15%. Let's see. So 5 million subtracted 75.
Ooh, anticipation is killing me.
No. It was 3/4 of a. Well, it was 7,050. Sorry, 75. It was 750,000. So basically, right now we're at 4,025,000, and then the publisher is going to take their 50% cut of that, right? So
right.
So divided by 0.5 equals. So basically, we've gone from that much to, sorry, see, 4, 2, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0. There you go. Oh shit! Oh god! We just went down to 2 million. We just went down to 2,125,000. We can't even afford to pay our staff.
Oh boy!
We went down to 2,125,000. Yeah. So basically, this is why the cost of doing business. This is why video game. This is why you see studios shutting down. And here's the thing. Okay, a publisher is not gonna fucking release a game. Okay. And here's the thing. I just gave you a very low-level AAA game. Okay. A publisher is not going to get involved with a game that is only going to make them a little over $2 million profit. Are you fucking insane?
That's too little for them, and especially if this publisher is a conglomerate.
Yeah, and also, you wonder why various studios have to let go of people. Because if I have a studio of 80 people and they're getting paid around, on average, 120,000. And like for my entire studio, it takes 10 million to support that fucking studio. And people wonder why Ubisoft is the way they are, and EA is always shuttering studios. Shit like this is the reason why studios get shut down. It's the reason why Microsoft said fuck it, because they were tired of spending money. Okay, gaming is expensive. And I don't mean just on the I'm a consumer side. I mean to make games is fucking expensive. It's expensive. It's fucking expensive, dude. I don't know what to say. It's expensive.
And get this. This is Red Fox's this AAA game. And he's already went down the drain even before they came.
Well, I'm in debt because if I either if I made let's just round it up, a $2.2 million profit. Okay, and this is a $60 game. This is everything going the way, because really we didn't get $60, but in reality it probably would have been half of that. The studio made this game. It sold. It made a profit. It made $1 million, but I have 80 people on fucking staff. And it takes $10 million a year to keep these people employed.
Yeah, now compared to mine, that I made a AA. Tried to hold back at first, just to make just even some little profit. But then
and you were still fucked. You still got fucked. Yeah.
I doubled down for the gamers halfway. Like you said, I got effed.
Yeah, so when people tell me that, well, I want this in my game. Look, the way gaming is now, it is unsustainable. do people understand this? Gaming as it is now is unsustainable. You can't do it. It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Gaming as it is now is unsustainable. And people need to understand that. You can't do it. You can't do it. So the little lesson in this is that there's a cost to doing business. It's not enough just to buy a game. It's not enough. Selling, if you can't keep your budget under control, selling $1 million is not helping you. Now, if you have a staff of 10, 12 people, and you're creating your own engine in-house, and you also publish your own shit through your own mediums, like Nintendo. So let's just for shits and giggles do a Nintendo game. Why the hell not? Let's just for shits and giggles, okay? Let's
go for it. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it, just for shits and giggles, okay? Just for the sake of argument. Okay, hypothetically speaking, okay? Nintendo comes out with a new game. It has a staff of 10. Let's just say 10, okay? And it has a budget. These people work on multiple projects. So, and the game that they're making started out as a hobby project. So they weren't getting paid for starting to work on it. Not really, okay? So
concept phases.
Yeah, they get paid to do other shit too. So the cost of them doing their work is already covered by other shit that they work on and produce on. Okay, their salaries are already taken care of, so we don't have to worry about that. We do our own engines, so we don't have to worry about that either. We publish our own shit, so we don't have to worry about that. Through our own storefronts, so we don't have to worry about that. The only people that get a cut of our shit is brick and mortar retailers.
Yep.
And e-retailers who have and brick and mortar retailers kind of who have an electronic storefront like Amazon or eBay or some shit like that. So they get their 10-15% cut. So, and we're selling this game at let's just we're not going to say 60. It's $50 a pop. Okay, $50 a pop, and then after all is said and done, we make back 40. Okay, so really after everything's said and done, it's $40, and it sells. Let's just say for shits and giggles, because this is a real life. This is Nintendo here. It sells. Let's say it sells. Let's say it has let's say this game is on our home console. Our home console has sold, let's say, 12 million units, okay? And this game has a 40% attach rate. So 40%, that's 4 million. Let's just say it sold around 4 million, okay? times 4 million. So basically, right there,
tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
well, no, I had to find a better calculator.
No, and I thought you were crunching those numbers.
No. I was I am crunching the numbers, but I'm also trying to get this $40 times 4 million equals. So basically, we have made $160 million.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Yeah, and here's the thing: we don't have to worry about our staff, although they've already been paid. We don't have to. And here's the thing: our prices are never going to go down unless we want them to go down.
Yep.
We own our own console. We own our own hardware. We own the storefronts, the electronic e-commerce storefronts. We have our own network. So the next time someone tells me, well, Nintendo needs to stop selling home consoles and handhelds, and they need to go third party. Really?
Really?
Why?
Saying all that, and Prophet is saying otherwise.
Why should I go third party when I sold a game that was essentially started as a hobby game to literally 40% of my install base of my 12 million install base of my home console, and it made me $160 million. Why? Why would I go third party? Why would I be worried? Why?
I have no freaking idea.
That makes no sense. Why?
Unless times are changing. But yet it can still die from that.
This is my lowest selling home console. I mean, I should be fucked, but I just made $160 million. US. Which is stronger than my yen. So really, it's worth more in my country than it is in the country that I made it in. But
I thought it was supposed to be it's worth less in my country, but I think I must be thinking it wrong.
No, when your currency when you have a currency that's stronger than, like, okay, if you're Nintendo and the dollar is stronger than your yen, then it means that when you make money in America, because the dollar is worth more than the yen, when you convert your dollars into yen, you get more yen for that compared to that dollar. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
So your yen, because it was converted from dollars, you made more money in your country from that dollar.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I understand it quite the opposite. I thought I heard the yen was actually stronger than. Yeah, the yen was
the dollar. No,
my mistake.
No, their economy. Japan has been in a recession since like the late 90s. It's not. Their economy is not. It used to be really strong, but their yen hasn't been. But hey, it means that if you go to Japan now, like, you can buy more shit with the US dollar.
Yeah, true enough.
I mean, it's been that way. It's like if you like 30,000 yen in Japan is like $300 in America. It's ridiculous. Like, their yen is not. I mean, it's not Mexican peso bad, but It's not how Japan used to be during like the 80s and the 70s and the early 90s.
No, those times were really, really bad.
Yeah, they aren't that good. I don't think the yen will ever be that strong again, but it's still strong enough. I mean, the yen is not like what 100 yen. 100 yen is like to them 100 yen is their dollar, but to us 100 yen is like 67 cents. You get what I'm saying? It's not a lot. It's the yen is weak, which is why if you go to Japan. Bring American money. You will. I mean, it's not like I said. It's not peso bad, but it's
still below average.
Like if you got like $3,000 in traveler's checks, you will be okay. If you go to like most normal places in Japan, you'll be fine. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I just made 160 million. US, I'm happy. I made some money. It was good.
Now, would you say this type of project would be equivalent to Kirby RoboPlanet or RoboBot?
You could, because handheld games are even cheaper to make than console games. They're less resource intensive. You can have a smaller team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the people over there at HAL had a core team of maybe like 8, 9 people.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, yes. And also keep in mind that that we heard that this information came out from Elon himself from an investor meeting that they only need to sell 2 million copies of Breath of the Wild to break even.
So basically, we can calculate what the budget of that title is because the average the price of that game is going to be $60. And let's just say Nintendo gets back after everything's said and done $50 of that $60. So we can calculate how much money they spent to make that game right now. Let me look it up. Let's look at this is this is their AAA game. So $50 times 2 million. So that's 10 million. Sorry. Yeah, that's 10 million.
Yeah, what?
Oh, sorry. No.
That's 100 million.
That's 100 million. Sorry. It's 100 million, which that is a AAA game for Nintendo. So basically, if they sell, I mean that's a large budget. But this game has been in development for what, 5 years? So roughly speaking, they spent 20 million a year to make this game.
5 years. Yes, you can say that since Skyward Sword came out in 2011.
Yeah, so 5 years. So I mean, they spent 20 million a year to make this game. So that's fairly decent. 2 million, 100 million made. I'm not ashamed by it. I wouldn't be scared. I wouldn't be angry or upset. Those bastards. And here's the thing. They'll probably make that just in Japan alone.
Probably.
So, and then America and Europe is probably going to be gravy on top of that. So I think when this game releases, I wouldn't be surprised if it sells maybe 3.5, maybe even 4 million over 3 or 4 days.
I'm actually going to VG charts right now just to see
the average sales of mainline Zelda games.
Yeah, the mainline Zelda games.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Give me the average.
Give me a moment here. See. All right, I'm seeing Actually, the highest that I can see so far is the original Legend of Zelda for the NES, which is 1.69 million.
1.69 million.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's the highest average or the highest selling?
The highest selling.
Really, the original Legend of Zelda on there? Huh. Here, let me look something up real quick. Legend of Zelda sales numbers.
And I have to keep pointing out this video.
I'm not using VG charts because that sounds
Right.
Legend of Zelda. Because I know. Okay. The NES version sold 6.51. I was like, that didn't sound right to me. Sold 6.51. The lowest selling one was Four Swords Adventures, but that wasn't a mainline one. Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess is the highest selling one. It sold 8.58. The highest selling version was on the Wii. Skyward.
Oh, wait a minute. You're looking at global sales?
I'm looking at all-time sales.
Oh, because I was talking about.
You were looking at just in Japan. Okay, fine then. All right. No, I was looking at overall sales. No, if you're looking at just in Japan, yeah, I mean but it's not like. Here's the thing: Legend of Zelda doesn't do as well in Japan as it does in the rest of the world. The only reason I say this one might be different is because there's a lot of fucking buzz around it. I think this one might sell. I think this one just in Japan alone might sell 2 million.
That's what I was going for as well.
I think you're going to see a huge jump in sales for this game. I think you're going to see a huge jump in sales for the Wii. For the Wii U, just in Japan alone. But I digress. So we have Twilight. So we have the highest selling Zelda game of all time is Twilight Princess, but that's because it was on 2 consoles, and one of which is the highest selling video game console of the modern era, after maybe the PS2. So the Wii. So from there we've got so basically, I think it'll do okay. I think they might reach that just in Japan. If not, it'll probably be close, but I think they can. I think it might just reach it just in Japan, maybe.
That would be a new milestone.
Could be. I don't know, but I mean, it could happen. This is the Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda has Link is capable of many things. That's all I'll say on it. So with all that being said, I guess it's time to move on to our other topics. I think we smashed the misconception that Nintendo should go third party.
Yeah. And what's even what even obliterate that type of that type of saying is they got money in the bank.
Yeah, well, we won't even talk about that. We can't talk about that 13 billion they're just sitting on. That third parties, that fucking EA and Activision and Ubisoft are like, give us some of that money, we'll make our games. We'll actually give a shit and actually try to make a good game for you. Nintendo's like, we do not negotiate with terrorists.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, that's basically what they're doing. When third parties want first parties to money hat, it's essentially like negotiating with a terrorist, because once you do it, it never ends. And that's what Iwata said. He said, once you start paying for support, it never ends. And that's how it is with a terrorist. Once you give in, it never ends. Because they realize that, we can threaten it, you'll give us money. And so that's why they always say in those movies, we never negotiate with terrorists. Unless you're Microsoft, in which you just say, yeah, fuck it. Go ahead. Let me bend over and pull down my pants. Go ahead. Just stick it in.
Yeah.
Look, don't ask no questions. Just do it. like that old ad campaign. Just do it from Nike. Just do it. Yeah. Or maybe it was Reebok. No, it was Nike. So I guess it's time to move on to the other topics. We have 4 minor topics. They are, the first one is what franchise, if you changed one minor thing, would change it into a completely different game. The second topic is what franchise would do better by having a lower budget. The third one is what franchise just there isn't. No, the third one is what are our thoughts about Sony going to putting their shit on the PSN, putting PSN on PCs now. So with that being said, I guess we'll get into the first one first. Your thoughts. What franchise, you go first, Triple, and then I'll go. What franchise would be dramatically changed just by changing one or two few minor things?
A few minor things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've already had an example with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. So let's see, if we go by that,
you can choose an established franchise. Go ahead.
I wanted to choose the Mario franchise, but if I take example of Amiibo Festival, they already got it, which is Mario Party. So let's see. Most of us has already talked about this before, but people did say that we could flip the Fire Emblem franchise to that tactical strategy game into crap. What was it again?
A beat 'em up, slash 'em up,
a hack and slash like the Warriors games.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I could do that.
Yeah,
I would say just go full on RPG. Like I would just wouldn't it be cool to play a Fire Emblem game? Like instead of giving you this massive cast, maybe a massive cast of characters, maybe maybe 20, and you leveled up, you explored the area instead of the turn-based combat. You go to his in the countryside, bandits could pop up and you could fight them. And then, you go to cities and towns and you can meet people and take on side quests and shit. That'd be cool to me. I'd play that.
How about going even further without Foundation? It's how successful your battles are done. It actually affects the outcome. The entirety of the war.
Yeah, I could see that. Basically, if you annihilate a group of bandits that are plaguing some city, messing in the countryside, that are harassing supply lines and stealing, messing with merchant caravans and stuff like that. It determines if that city has enough supplies to deal with a siege later on, or if someone lives or dies, the medicine to get to them was waylaid by a bandit or some shit. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, here's the thing. I would totally play that game. But then again, I'm an RPG nerd, so any RPG I would... I think every game could be made better just by adding more RPG elements to it, but I'm that type of gamer.
That'd be Castlevania, too.
I don't know.
Apologies.
I've played Castlevania with more RPG elements, and I was not impressed, which is weird because I love RPGs, but it just wasn't. You know what would work if they gave. You know what might work?
Go on.
What might work for me if they made a Castlevania spinoff where instead of you like it having platforming, if you were a vampire hunter, let's say you were a vampire slayer, and you had to go into like you had to deal with vampires and shit, but you aren't a Belmont, so you would have to but the battles were turn based and shit, but it also had an adventure thing going on, kind of like Myst or something like that. Like you had to figure out puzzles and shit in the castle to figure out how to move forward. Like I would play that. Like, you know, you went into a dark room. There's a vampire in there. Like you don't know there's no light in this room. So you gotta if you don't have the right thing, it just automatically kills you. Like if they mixed an action, an adventure game with an RPG where you're exploring the castle and you're also doing you level up, you gain new skills. Maybe you can get party members. I'd be down with that. But
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because I did want to ask maybe the reason why that Castlevania game that had the RPG elements, I'm probably expecting that how they were implemented was not in your taste.
Yeah, it never really resonated with me. I was like, okay, let me get this straight. Like I have to it just felt kind of for me the RPG aspects of the 2D platformer Castlevanias always felt kind of shoehorned into me. Like for me with Castlevania, I either want it straight up old school level to level Castlevania, or give me a straight up RPG. I don't want a hybrid of those two things because I'm so wedded to the original Castlevania stuff. But that's just me. You know, that's my own personal pet peeve. I know some people they love Symphony of the Night, and God bless you, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I know some people might get mad, but if they get mad, fuck them. That's how I feel. I'm joking. Don't fuck them. But you know what I mean? If you don't like it, you just don't like it. I mean, if you don't like it, you just don't like it. I don't really care, but you know, whatever. I mean, it's not for me.
Yeah, sure, understandable. But yes. Oh wait, that was one of your examples that you would flip a franchise.
No, actually, my example to flip a franchise would be, and I just thought of this right now. What if you made a Metroid game where instead of you playing as Samus or the Marines, what if you made a real Metroid Hunters where you played as a Metroid? And basically you had to kill people on a ship. And as you killed people on the ship, you would get, once you killed so many people, you could metamorphose into a more powerful form. So basically, by the end of the game, you're trying to become an Omega Metroid or a Queen.
Yeah, I was going to say for the Queen Parasite.
Yeah, you could become an Omega Metroid or a Queen, but I always thought that'd be kind of cool, but that's just that'd be kind of a cool game to me.
Now, I would say that if it's going to go that way, it's kind of like basically, yeah, the more you kill, the more abilities you will get or you will acquire.
Yeah, because when you metamorphose, you turn into a completely different form of Metroid. So it's not you know.
And it's kind of like a dang, how the bloody hell I can put this? I can't use the word bastardization. More like a
derivation.
Yes, well, a very creepy derivation side of how a Metroid game plays. Yeah. Like when someone goes through maze and actually obtaining power ups.
Yeah, and what I thought was, and this just occurred to me, is basically different forms give you access to different new abilities, but you lose other ones. Like as a newly hatched Metroid, you're basically you float around, you can drain people's energy by attaching to their head. But then as a Metroid leaper, you can't really open doors, but you can jump and like you can jump, you physically can do more damage, but you can't like open doors and shit like that.
But
But then,
at least in that form, you can actually crawl through vents, which
well, I
beta
mean,
members couldn't have done.
well, I mean, they probably could have, but I mean, they weren't smart enough to really do that. But maybe like once you get the Metroid hopper, and then you go to the Metroid floater thing, maybe then you can, with the tentacles, you can like grab shit and throw it at people. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought like it would be cool where you could like do that. And maybe if the game sold well enough, you do a sequel where like if you eat certain people, you get certain abilities. So like if you eat pirates, you get like maybe when you metamorph, when you go into your chrysalis and come out, maybe you have more armor than if you just ate normal people. Or, you know, I mean, I think that would be a nice subversion. And maybe if you cause too much trouble, like the alarm gets too high, Samus comes after your ass, and then you gotta hide. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Kind of like Zero Mission.
Yeah. Except you see it from the point of view of the Metroid. Although technically Samus was part Metroid in Zero Mission.
Yeah. You know what? This is kind of interesting, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm surprised no other developer actually done this with Alien, with the IP Alien.
Well, that's where I got the idea. I was thinking, well, since Metroid is so much like Alien, it's basically Alien, except instead of Ellen Ripley being so fucking afraid, and you know, maybe when she gets her mech suit, get away from her, you bitch. This is like Samus will get in your ass. She's already got the power suit, and she will fuck you up, son. So that was my idea. That's my thing. I mean, you want to bring up another game, and then we'll move on to the next topic, or what?
You know what? I think I'm gonna make one. I'm going to do one more, and
Okay.
I think I got it, and I'm going to use this for the Mario franchise. How about? Well, it's kind of like Sim City, but in the Mushroom Kingdom. No, and every time when Bowser strikes and attacks, you have to build your city back to how it was, close enough, or even expand upon it.
That'd be
So
cool.
it wouldn't get and maybe fortified better, so it doesn't get crippled easily next time. Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Maybe they have a Bowser mode where you find out how Bowser always gets his friggin' city and army back to full strength after Mario busts it the fuck up. That'd be interesting. It's like I gotta build new
Empire.
I gotta build new ships because that bastard Mario keeps on coming through here destroying my shit. I'm tired of this bastard.
But you know what? Go further for that. You might even try to find, not find, where they actually get their resources from.
Well, I don't know where Bowser gets his resources, but he's obviously very wealthy considering that he has pipes that shoot out gold coins, and he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I got pipes shoot out gold coins. What'd you do today? Like, god damn, man, shit.
I wish they actually expand on the whole gold coins and actually have gold bars or a gold nugget, kind of like we saw in Luigi's Mansion, well, at least for the gold bars.
I'm just saying, man, it's ridiculous. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious to me. So that's just me, though. So I guess it's time to move on to the second topic is, what franchise needs a smaller budget?
Well, I got one.
Go ahead.
We go with F-Zero. since not even though gamers are clamoring for it to come back, and for Nintendo not to lose money, that because not many people are buying it, well, might as well scale it back. And I think Red Knight made a perfect proposal. Though I I didn't agree with it at first, but later down the line, like, yeah, you know what, that could actually work. Like uh, every cup of DLC.
All right. Okay. If that's where you want to go, okay then.
Right. So now the ball is on your court, right?
Okay. I'm just gonna go with the easy one because I don't give a shit at this point. Because I don't like the franchise and I don't care if it gets smaller. Basically, Ass Creed needs a lower budget.
Let me guess. First, the art style. Second, ditch away the whole the future or simulation thing. Just go.
Actually, I was gonna say go all future. Like, here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the problem with Assassin's Creed. The future thing could work if they actually devoted it. If they did a whole game. Think about it. A whole game where a guy has to go around like assassinating people, but he doesn't have access to guns or anything. He's using like those old assassin things, but it's in modern day. That'd be fucking cool. Like, and instead of like jumping back and forth, the dude's in the future. Like, he's in present day. Well, not the future. He's in present day, and he's in a city, and he's got to deal with people. I think that could be an awesome game. It would basically be kind of like a mix between Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs done well. And I think that could work. But here's the thing. You'd have to limit it. So, like, because we want to lower the budget. So you wouldn't have any music on the radio.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, and if you want to have music, just put some MP3.
Yeah, play some music and put it on your MP3 player and your earphones while you're playing the damn game. But like, because I mean, if you're gonna have an open world game with cars, you need to have a good radio. Which this game did not have a radio station. It was pretty damn shitty, believe it or not. Just saying.
You know what? I wonder if you could go fully custom music. You could have, okay, I have maybe 3 or 5 musics to choose from for this certain type of event. You got 5 more for this section. You got 5 more on the chase. You got 5 more on the.
Nope. You get the same shit from beginning to end because the budget has been pulled. It's gone from like 70 million down to like 30 million. So nope. And the city is on a small island, so it's a small city. You've got like a port. You've got like the downtown. You've got uptown. You've got the docks. Like, maybe you might have an airport, and that's it. Okay, and the residential areas, that's it. Okay, that's it. And like, I think you could really make a good Assassin's Creed that had that type of setting. Because I haven't played a good Assassin's Creed game yet. I think they're all just ass. But
really, even the first one?
I don't like Assassin's Creed. To me, Assassin's Creed is one of the most boring. Assassin's Creed puts me to sleep. It literally puts me to sleep. I find them, like, some people, like, I know some people, I play it for the story. That convoluted mess of a story, because that's what it is. It's convoluted. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's a waste of fucking time. Fuck that game. But which is why I said it needs the budget cut back by at least 60 50%. It doesn't, you know.
Now, would you think that limiting the voice acting would help for the budget cuts?
Here's the thing. I think they could get amateurs to do the voice acting because the voice acting has been shitty anyway. So the voice acting in Assassin's Creed, even when they have professionals, sounds literally. Let me put it this way.
They made bad choices, but yeah.
I know high school kids who take part in the school play when I was in high school that were better actors than some of the voice acting I've heard in Assassin's Creed games.
Well, they might as well they might as well use their in-house staff.
Basically.
Let the developers have some fun because I'm betting they could do better than what we're hearing.
I mean, they've got 3 fucking studios, one in Canada. They don't have one English speaker who could record that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. But anyway, just give them some voice credits and maybe give them maybe like $1,000 extra that month, and just shut the fuck up. I mean, it's not really, it's like, here's the thing. I don't think Assassin's Creed has that great of voice acting that it's so great that they really need professionals,
the one thing that was a caveat on, at least on their part, is when they said that they're aiming for accurate representation, and you failed on that.
So Assassin's Creed Unity, where they did the French Revolution, and you had people speaking in bad English impersonations, like wonky, working class English accents. I was like, no, I'm done. Nope. Fuck this game. I'm done. Fuck it. But I mean, I didn't buy that game, but I've seen people play it. I'm like, fuck this game. I'm done. Fuck it. I'm done. Fuck Ubisoft. So that leads us to the final topic, which is going to be the most fun. Well, maybe not. Our thoughts on Ubisoft making, or not Ubisoft, Sony going all PC now with PS Now. What are your thoughts on that?
I can say one thing, and I'm going to copy this from Kenoshi, which I wish he was here. But to the people that keep saying that Nintendo should go third party, I guess Sony already beat Nintendo to the punch on that one.
And you know what the saddest thing is that because PlayStation Now is going to have to use some version of Windows PC in order, like Windows software, in order for them to do, they're going to have to give a cut of their profits made on it to Microsoft.
Unless they go with Mac. But
but I mean, it's going to be on as many PCs as they can, and there are more Windows PCs than Mac PCs. So you get what I'm saying. I'm just saying,
Yep. I wanted to stop with my first jest, but that came out as well. But yeah, in all seriousness, this is one thing, and you know what? It's cool. It's actually cool. Now we got at least for the consumer side. So yeah. Now
let them shoot themselves in the ass. I don't care.
Now we have Now we have more choices in I should say in one umbrella. Even though that one umbrella have different sections of services, but I digress. But there's one thing that this move actually tells me, which is kind of ironic and kind of sour.
Okay.
that Sony's IP or the PlayStation product itself was not as powerful. No,
Profitable.
I don't even want to go there. I just at least on the I just want to stick to the consumer side.
Okay.
But it
Popular.
also, yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. It wasn't popular enough to sustain by itself.
Hey man, don't say that. Don't you know the PS? Don't you know the PS4 is the most is winning? It's winning this generation. it's
Yeah,
winning.
and that's the reason why most of us would say, yeah, just because of market share alone doesn't tell the whole story. But when people say, well, when we say that, we're fanboy, closed mind, and all of that, I'm like, okay, all right.
Don't you know it's winning? It's winning. It drank that tiger blood from Charlie Sheen. It's winning. I'm being facetious. I'm sorry, folks. I just like fucking with. I like fucking with Sony and their fans, but mostly Sony and Microsoft. I like fucking with everyone except for Nintendo. And I know what people are gonna say. You're a Nintendo fanboy. Look,
We might as well take the steps of Razor Fist and go. We're just sticking to the Sony fanboy.
look, I'm gonna keep it real. Look, the only reason I don't get in Nintendo's ass is because as far as console makers go, and they actually made a fucking console, not a glorified micro PC like Sony and Microsoft. Like, I know people might get mad. I know people might get.
And the thing is, with Microsoft, I wouldn't blast them on that too much because they started on PC to begin with.
Well, I mean, that's true, but I mean, they wanted to get into the console. Like, here's the thing. If you're getting into the console industry and you don't want to make a fucking console, don't get in the console industry in the first place. Just saying. I mean, because a console is not the same thing as a PC. They're two completely different platforms, and they should be two completely. It's kind of like the difference. It's like the difference between between vinyl and CD, right? Like vinyl has a completely different sound quality and ambiance to it than a CD. They're two complete. Yeah, they're similar, but at the end of the day, they're also two completely different mediums. And you would never put a CD on a record player because it would scratch the shit out of your CD.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't play at all. Also, but you get what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, but I also wanted to say, for some reason, really, we all thought that, you know what, that console market and PC market could actually coexist.
Well, they can, but I mean, you can't. Like, this is what kind of hurt Microsoft. Microsoft basically entered the console market for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that.
You know, they
like
entered. They entered.
Like you said before, they shouldn't even enter the console market to begin with. But yeah,
I mean, if you're not gonna, if you're like, I mean, why would you make a console and you don't know how the console market works? You do shit that disrupts the harmony and the healthiness of the industry, and then when it bites you in the ass, you're surprised. I can't believe. I mean, why aren't these third parties making high quality games for the systems? Because for 12 years, you fucking paid them to put shit out. And they got a windfall, and they didn't have to try. And even if they failed, you would give them a windfall to cover the losses. Thanks a lot, asshole. You made this industry worse. And then you act surprised. I can't believe that these people won't release good games. I can totally believe it.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, you basically took away the responsibility, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, there's no one there to say, "Hey, man, you've been fucking up."
You know
Don't
what?
ask me shit.
You know, even though countless of people are saying that Nintendo is too strict and in the past, and yes, they've gotten lax. They've gotten lax after that. But then there's a certain point that you can't get even more lax to the point that there's no repercussions, which that was something Microsoft did.
Yeah, that's Microsoft right there.
But yeah,
Yeah, man. Let me just.
I actually wanted to spun this off even further in a further topic, but because Andre GVGI NIU, aka the Game Idea Guy, isn't here with us, I can't do it.
It would be awkward.
No, because I actually wanted to divulge in one of the latest video that he made, and it actually made a big emphasis after the move, that pun intended, that Sony made to go on that Sony made the PlayStation Network to go on PC.
Okay.
So yeah, until that time, I'm going to hold that topic back.
Okay. All right. So so there we go, folks. I guess we've hit everything. You have anything you want to pimp out before we wrap things up?
Well, I don't have anything to pimp out, but I do have one topic to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's about certain games that say that Nintendo didn't acknowledge the 30th anniversary for the Metroid franchise, and I find this ironic when some of them compare Nintendo to Capcom, and I think even was it Konami? No, it must be another company else. But let's go with Capcom, because they compare Capcom as in how they did the anniversary or some sort of event for the Mega Man franchise to actually have the fans. Oh yes, Sega too. That actually had a fan game to be brought out, and same as Sega with how they brought out Sonic Mania as a fan game and make it official. Now, reason why I say this ironic, because, and maybe this is me that have an other viewpoint, or a totally reversed viewpoint with Capcom and Sega. They are telling me, yeah, you can't do a better job. That you are so bad that you have to let the fans do it for you. Case in point, what Nintendo did with that Metroid 2 fan remake, which Nintendo didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you know that Nintendo should just let people use their IPs just because, you know, they're fans and they really like the IP, so they should be allowed to make money off of Nintendo shit that they own and someone at their studio created, but fuck that. Random people should be able to make games from it.
Yeah, and also, even though, and I said this before. Now, yeah, Nintendo could have just take that fan game, rework it, put it on the eShop, and there you go, problem solved. But I am doing think before you talk.
Mm-hmm.
Think talk. Tick tock. Um, Shout out to Tom Corner for bringing that up. Very ingenious, by the way. I'm thinking that the reason why Nintendo didn't do that, and one is this easiest assumption, is because they already got the Game Boy version on the eShop. Two, it could also be maybe because Nintendo got other plans that if they wanted to do that, bring that fan site and put on the eShop and pay us money for it, and at least give credit to the fan game makers.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say probably they didn't have any plan of that, and if they do that, it would disrupt the plans that Nintendo currently have for something else. Maybe not for Metroid, but something else.
Well, I got a fourth one that you haven't brought up, I don't think, and that is this. You can't take someone else's work, and even if they put someone's credit on it, you can't take someone else's work and as a corporation and make money off of it. That's illegal.
Well, royalty aside,
even with royalties, you can't. That's very much illegal. There are numerous cases where a corporation would buy someone's work. Well, they would steal someone's patent and then use it, and then it turns out after the fact that person the patent didn't belong to that person, because all this person needs to say is, hey, they put this game up here and they sold it and they made money off of it. I'm entitled to a cut. And Nintendo wouldn't have a legal leg to stand on. It's the reason why that Capcom fan Street Fighter Cross Mega Man game, they put it on their website for free, which was good, but they couldn't have sold it.
You know what? Speaking about that, I wonder what Sega's going to do with that Sonic Mania game if they have to go for that same route or make a deal.
If they're selling it, they're gonna have to share it. But this is Sega, and Sega's weird like that. You know what they'll probably do? They'll probably take the base idea of that game and rework it so that the idea is there, but it's because if they're using someone else's fan game, even if you're using their assets, it gets into a legal gray area. So I don't know. If they were smart, they would just use the idea and make a game from scratch with the same name. That's what I would do. And I would say it's inspired by this hack. I wouldn't say it's this game, because if they're using the same game with some minor additions, then that's iffy as fuck.
Yeah. Well, unless the creator of the fan game doesn't go on Sega's behind.
I mean, if they sign a ton of papers in triplicate, maybe, but most businesses don't like doing that, so they don't. I mean, it's the reason why everyone's like, well, someone already translated Mother 3. Why doesn't Nintendo just use that translation and bring it over? Because that's illegal. You can't use someone else's. I mean, Nintendo would get taken to the cleaners in civil court.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking about that, and even though that translator is okay with the idea and let Nintendo do whatever they want with it, you're going to find a third party is going to disrupt the whole situation.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like this, okay? It's the reason why you don't think of it like this. The reason you don't sleep with a woman who is passed out drunk. Yes, it's wrong. Let's just get that clear. It's wrong to sleep with a woman who's passed out drunk. But also, just from a legal standpoint, it leaves you open to litigation, because she could say, well, I didn't want to sleep with him. He raped me. Or I don't remember sleeping with him, and I think he raped me. So it's a lot of unnecessary bullshit. So you don't do it, even if you have the chance, because no, I'm cool. No.
Yeah.
So unless you're Capcom, which they they're perfectly cool with doing that because apparently Capcom is shady as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's shady. When someone does that in business, that's shady as hell.
And another point of the whole Nintendo doesn't acknowledge Metroid's anniversary. I find it funny that again that people would say that, and yet Nintendo's been announced skins of the Metroid franchise on Miitomo.
Well, I mean, not just that. I mean, they fucking released a game.
Yeah, and Federation Force, but you know, people they say that this is not a Metroid game, like
really, because it's got space pirates in it, it's got Metroids in it, it's got a Mother Brain type villain in it. Sorry, I mean it's got Samus in it. It's set in the same universe. It tells a story that's related to that universe. I mean, I don't know how it. I mean, what more? I mean, and if you really want Samus in it, you can scan a Samus amiibo, and she'll appear in the game for a smidgen. I mean, what else? I mean, does Nintendo have to send a blonde chick to your house in a Zero Suit unitard and give you a blowjob and say her name is Samus before you'll admit that Federation Force is a trick? I'm sorry. I got ridiculous with that analogy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. America.
How ridiculous that may be, it sure sounds.
It would be cool. I wouldn't turn it away. I'd be like, if she's hot, I'll take it. I'm not gonna. No man has ever turned down a blowjob, or at least a blowjob from a hot woman. I don't know about anyone. You know, if it was somebody who was a crack addict or something, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
Some chick with meth mouth. No, I'm good. Look, here's $50. Go see a dentist.
Oh yes, I almost forgot about the Pokemon fan game. Now, contrary to popular belief, it wasn't Nintendo that actually shut them down. They took out the games. The creators of the Pokemon fan game shut it down themselves.
What, Pokemon Uranium?
Yes, after what they saw, what happened with the Metroid fan game, they decided to pull the cord. So it wasn't even Nintendo that did that. Although people would argue Nintendo was indirectly the cause of it, but. But what's also interesting, and Ian Ferguson from Pat NES Punks did this best, because that game used assets that's similar to Pokemon. Heck, even the bloody name for how different how they wanted that fan game to be, it still carried the dang freaking IP name. So yeah. But if they didn't use the IP name, I'm betting Nintendo themselves would have let them slide.
You know what the hilarious thing is that even though they took it down, once something lands on the internet, you can always find it. Like everyone's like, oh man, yeah, okay. And here, I've played it. It's actually kind of fun. I mean, it's basically like it's like just a weird ass. It's a weird ass Pokemon. It's like if Pokemon had brain damage.
Oh my gosh!
But it's fun. I mean, it's like a nice spin. I mean, it's got like different starters and everything. I mean, it's fun. It's a nice little game. Yeah, people need to stop being bitches. That's all I'm saying. Okay, like
just because we use the word brain dead for a fan game.
Well, I said with brain damage. It's Pokemon with brain damage.
Oh boy!
I mean, but the first Darksiders is basically Legend of Zelda with it's basically an M-rated Legend of Zelda. Or Okami is Legend of Zelda on an acid trip with, instead of Link, you have a dog, like a not a dog, a wolf. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't know why people get so upset. Oh man, it's Legend of Zelda. I like it. I mean, I would have to say that of my four favorite Legend of Zelda games that aren't Legend of Zelda games, I would have to say I would have to go with Okami, Darksiders 2.
Hey, we got Kenoshi.
That's it. I can't think of any others. What's up, Kanosh?
Not much. How are you?
We're just we're talking about how certain games are like spin-offs of others. Like Sonic the Hedgehog is Mario on speed. That's basically what it is. It's Mario on speed. It's like someone at Sega said, well, we want a Mario-like game, but we don't want to have Mario, and we want a hipper mascot character, and we want it to be faster and less deliberative. Sonic.
Yeah.
He's Mario on speed. Whereas Alex Kidd is Mario after he did a whole bunch of cocaine and then got kicked in the nuts. Like, he's all jacked up. Because Alex Kidd is a shitty game, but...
You just have to
I
go
never
there.
played Alex Kidd. I haven't heard too many good things about it.
It's just not very good. Yeah, I said it. It's not a good game.
It's not a good Mario clone.
It's not even really. Alex Kidd isn't really a Mario clone. It's weird. Alex Kidd is more of a clone of Adventure Island. Like, it's more of an Adventure Island clone than a Mario clone, but it's still like really weird.
Yeah.
Because Alex Kidd looks like a monkey, but not in a cool way. Like anyone here ever played Congo's Caper?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's basically like it's the unofficial sequel to Joe and Mac. Like they were they were when the people who made Joe and Mac 2, they were going to make Joe and Mac 3, and they eventually did make a Joe and Mac 3. But before they made that, they made Congo's Caper, which was supposed to be like an unofficial Joe and Mac 3, and this human who's been cursed, and he turns into a monkey. No, he's a monkey who this thing fell from the sky, this power up, and it turned him and his girlfriend into humans, and like this monster comes and snatches his girlfriend and hits him with an energy beam that turns him back into a monkey. I mean, it's a nice platformer.
Okay, that sounds very, very familiar. I think I've played that game. I just didn't know it was.
They might have called it something different where you were, but basically, I mean, it's like, it's like Alex Kidd looks like a monkey, and like he fights he doesn't actually fight bosses. He does rock paper scissors or Jajang Ken, which is Japanese rock paper scissors. It's the stupidest shit.
Sorry.
It's stupid. Alex Kidd is dumb. The first one sucks. The second one is a little bit better. The third one, Alex Kidd in Ninja World, is pretty good. I like the competing franchise for Alex Kidd on the Sega and the TurboGrafx, which was Monster Boy. Monster Boy was much better than Alex Kidd. It was better polished. It was just a better game overall. Just better.
Alrighty. So, anything else? Oh, well, since we have Kenoshi here, what was the top? Oh my God, what was it? Yeah, we've already went all to the 3 topics. So
you missed us making 3 games. 1 which had a AA budget, 1 which had a AAA budget, and 1 that had a Nintendo budget. Yeah, on the Wii U, and believe it or not, the Nintendo one made the most money.
Yep.
It made 160 million.
And that's not the cave into games demand. Yeah.
And that wasn't even a AAA game. Because The Legend of Zelda is a AAA game for Nintendo. We guessed that the budget was 100 million. Because we did the calculations, because they said it's going to have to sell 2 million to break even.
Oh yes, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and we figured out that they spent over the 5 years of development 20 million a year. So it's a $100 million game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's AAA. That's definitely AAA. That is totally fucking AAA. That is. I mean, but here's the thing: you have to remember, games like Destiny and Call of Duty have bigger budgets, and they have to sell like 5 million to be profitable.
Yeah.
So, which it shouldn't be hard when you're on like 4 platforms. Well, 5. Last gen, this gen, and PC. So you want to bring up a topic before we wrap things up, Kenoshi?
Yeah, that the price hikes for the PlayStation Network, and
Oh man, I was gonna try and avoid stepping into that cow patty, but go ahead, bring it up. Bring up that cow patty. We don't care.
I understand that it is their servers, but at the same time, why do we have to pay for stuff that we
Shitty
can
service?
Yeah, that we can get on the PC, except better. It's free.
Now you know how I feel about Xbox Live. I mean, like, here's the thing. At least with Xbox Live, it isn't going down every 2 or 3 months. It's not just going down for no apparent reason. Like, this is Sony charging more for something that is not very good. It's like it's like going to like it's like going to the grocery store, right? And they've got like premium ground beef, like grass-fed Angus, right? And then right next to it, and the premium ground beef is maybe $4.99 a pound, right? And then right next to it is that cheap shit that's in a tube, and it's like 70-30. And normally it's like $2.99 or $1.99 a pound. On sale, maybe $1.39, some shit like that. But they just raised the price to the same fucking price as the really good shit. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I have no reason. Like, why? What the fuck? Like, it's like, what the fuck? It would be like if you drove to a gas station and the unleaded was the same price as the super. You'd be like, what the fuck?
The thing about PC gaming is, yes, it has its drawbacks, but ultimately, at the end of the day, the upfront cost, yeah, that's expensive, but this is the reason I got a PC. At the time, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One didn't really have much of anything to offer. I had a lot of games on Steam that couldn't run on my laptop, so why not just get a PC? I mean, I would just be wasting I would have wasted a bunch of money by getting either of these consoles, because the PC has the ultimate backwards compatibility. So, I mean,
yep.
It's just, and not to mention that there's a lot of deals on PC. There's tons of deals that you can find in games. Get like gaming games half on various CD keys.
Well, yeah.
Not to mention the Steam deals and the Gallic deals. But there are drawbacks.
I have to agree with you, Kenoshi. I will say this much about Steam sales and bundle sales. Steam sales and bundle sales is like getting drunk and getting so drunk and going home with an ugly fat chick You wake up.
Yes.
I can't believe
Gosh.
I actually did that because bundle like Steam sales are like after it's all done. I can't believe I bought these games. I'm not gonna play these games, but they were like 20 cents each. I mean, I'd have to be stupid not to buy it. 20 cents.
Yeah.
They were 20 cents. Well, I mean, it's a downside, but I mean, like the reason I got into PC gaming is because I basically reasoned out that if the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to be essentially the same fucking console, and like 90% of their libraries is coming to PC, then why the fuck do I have to buy one of these consoles until the price goes way down? Like, I'll get a PS4 when the price is rock bottom and not a moment before.
And I'm like, with me, it's got to be only the exclusives. But then some of the games that I'm actually interested came out poorly optimized, and it's kind of holding me back. That is definitely holding me back.
Yeah. Lack of optimization is not cool, but what are you going to do, you know? What are you going to do? Yeah, but I mean, talking about the PS Now price upgrade, price hike. I mean, look, I know they're trying to make more money because the #1 selling console of the 8th gen just is not making the type of money they needed to make. And I mean, I feel sorry for them because they don't know how to fucking run a video game business, but that's on them. I mean, like, and them raising the price and then bringing it to PC, they're trying to widen the audience of people who use the shit. And I mean, you know, and it's also an incentive because I mean, if you have PS Now, and then you also have a PC, you can like play it on your PC, which I guess is cool. But I mean, does anyone give a shit about that? I mean, I don't.
I did say this in an off-air cast that at least for Canada, they were trying. Someone argued that they were trying to
normalize the prices.
Yeah, or even conversion rate. But I actually wanted to say this if Liger was here, maybe I'll pop this out again whenever he's around, because people, you got to listen to his reaction when I said that.
Well, what I will say about the price, also about the price, is this. I'll tell you what would make PS Now on PC attractive. Okay, if PS Now was expanded to where essentially they were streaming PlayStation 3 games and PlayStation 4 games to your PC, that would be cool, but they're not going to do that, so fuck it.
You know, it's actually a darn shame if okay, Sony, I understand you want to do this, and I was just hoping if you took the approach of Nintendo, maybe you could have priced your games, or even third parties, that you could price your games maybe a little higher than what the physical copies are being sold in the second-hand market.
Yeah, for me, I think Sony's prices are over. I think Sony has overhyped prices. Like, their prices are just too fucking high for their hardware and their software. I mean, not their software, but their hardware.
Right. Who knows?
But that's just.
And heck, I would even give Sony a pass if they're going to jack up the prices, just because the games in the second market will also got their prices hiked.
Man, let me tell you something. If you're dumb enough to get this shit for those games, I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I'll tell you, the only way this would be useful is if you already have a huge library of PSN games, and you want to play them on your PC. But if you're getting this just to play PSN games on your PC, I don't. Why? I don't get it. And is this compatible with your USB Xbox controller? Because are you gonna buy a PlayStation 4 controller just to play these fucking games?
You know what? I'm thinking that could be the case, that you could use some dongle to play those PlayStation games with your Xbox controller.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm done. I can't deal with it anymore. Fuck
Yeah,
'em.
the PlayStation Now thing, solidified the beliefs that I already had about these consoles, and that's it. That is, they are the same. They are the same console.
They're brothers from another mother.
I know what people are gonna say. Well, PlayStation, they're the same. Get over it.
Yep. Like I said, 90% of the same. They share 95% of the same fucking library. Of that 95% of the same fucking library, 90% of it is multiplat, so it's on PC and the two other systems. 40% of that of what's left of that is fucking last gen. I mean,
You guys are arguing over a can of RC and a can of Pepsi. They basically taste the same. I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, they're
That's what you
basically
guys are arguing over.
With some very, very, very minute differences.
while Nintendo is Coke, and nothing tastes like Coke. Coke has its own individual thing going on, and there's nothing like a Coke float, and you can only get it from one place, and you guys just can't deal with that. You can't. You're like, well, I want my Pepsi to taste like Coke. No, you have to buy Coke to get Coke.
Yeah.
I want my RC. From the deep south, King Cola. I want my King Cola to taste, Royal Crown. That's what they call the RC. I want my Royal Crown to taste just like Coca-Cola. It ain't. Now, here's what I will say about RC. RC in the south has all types of weird ass fucking flavors you've never fucking heard of, like pina colada, pineapple, champagne cola, coconut cola, sangria flavored soda.
I'm sorry, those all sound disgusting.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real. There is nothing like a pina colada cola in 100-degree weather with a popsicle and some Ritz, not Ritz, some Tom's Bakery ghetto corner store cookies. That's like the best. But I'm going a little bit back to when I was a little kid. But yeah, weird ass flavors or Blue Thunder Royal Crown soda. It's just sugar, but they had like blueberries on it. It did not taste like blueberries. But you get what I'm saying? Like, if you want Coke, you can only get it from one place. There's no place else. I know some people wouldn't it be great if we had one universal console? Wouldn't it be great if we only had one fucking soda and no other flavors whatsoever? No! It'd be fucking horrible. It's like when you go to a place and you're like, can I get a Coke? We only have Pepsi. Fuck!
Yeah.
Can I get a Sprite? That's Coke. Fuck! Do you have some type of ginger ale? Yeah. Okay, give me that. Shit.
Not gonna lie, Jones Soda's pretty good too.
Who?
Jones Soda, those crazy flavored sodas.
Oh yeah. I used to like that, but they changed their recipe. It's too sweet for me now.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm a Coca-Cola fiend, but Coke doesn't taste sweet. It has a lot of sugar in it, but it doesn't have a sweet mouth taste to it. But Jones, tastes sweet to me. Like, I went to a friend's house and she made these she made cotton candy floats with Jones cotton candy ice cream, cotton candy soda, and she had cotton candy ice cream. Whew, fuck.
Well, cotton candy to me is disgusting. So
it was too sweet for me. I couldn't. I'll tell you the best soda that I've had recently is that I drink this shit called it's bottled in North Carolina and it's South Carolina and it's called Timo's cherry soda. and it's not sweet. It doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. I mean, it's got a subtle sweetness and it's got a cherry flavor, but it's not like so damn sweet that like you look at it and you're like, I can feel my mouth hurting. This is so damn sweet. My teeth are like, no.
I'm drowning.
You know, I can literally feel cavities forming in my mouth just looking at this. No, I can't. Like, when I was younger, I used to drink sweet tea from the South.
Yeah. Sounds like a good old time.
Sweet tea from the South.
Homemade
Sweet tea. Sweet tea from the South.
Is it homemade sweet tea?
Well, yeah. Yeah. The sweet tea where my grandmother would fucking, like, add way too much fucking sugar to it. And whereas I got older, I'd have to add, like, fucking...
Water?
I'd have to add water to it. Or I'd have to add... Or basically what I'd do is I'd fill a glass with ice and add it, like, three-quarters full, and then let the ice melt a little bit and, like, mellow out the tea. It was so damn sweet. It was like, God damn.
Yeah, as a kid, you liked all that sugar, but then you get older, it's like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah, by the time I was 11 or 12, I couldn't do it. I was like, this shit's too sweet. It's like I would rather drink this Tang. My grandmother liked sugar so much, she would put sugar in the Tang. And the Tang was already sweetened, and she would add more sugar to it. Yeah. And I used to wonder why my grandparents had no teeth. I was like, that's why, because you love sugar. You're like fucking ants. And plus, dental work back when my grandparents were young was like, oh, this is a bad tooth. We're not going to save it. We're going to yank it out. We'll get you dentures. You'll be fine. I like how modern dentists are like, we can save this tooth. It went from we can save this tooth to we're yanking your teeth out. Of course, they can make more money saving your teeth than just yanking it out. So it's a double benefit. They make more money, and you get to keep your teeth.
Yes. Since anything else that we can talk about?
No. I think we've exhausted these topics. We even went into sweet tea, which has nothing to do with video games or BS busting. But fuck it, it's my podcast. What the hell?
Well, you can drink a tall glass of sweet tea while, staying up all night playing video games.
Nah, man. This is my podcast. I'm gonna say it. Or you could look. You have a choice. You could either drink sweet tea, or you can drink some orange juice. Now, I personally, even though I hate sweet tea, would choose to water down sweet tea over that orange juice because that pulp, it gets a little too pulpy, and then you just find out that orange juice was bullshit.
Or you could go the generic route and eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew.
Ugh. I'll keep it real. If you get the Mountain Dew Code Red and you put it in your freezer for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then take it out, it creates a slushy, which is actually really fucking delicious. But I digress. Anything anyone wants to pimp out before we wrap things up?
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Okay, then. Stay tuned next week where I will do the Labor Day weekend BS Busters cast, which I'll call the BS Busters. We're going to barbecue some bitches. No, we're not going to barbecue any bitches. But we will be talking about something near and dear to my heart. So, yeah, it'll be fun. Look forward to that. Peace out.
Take care, everyone.